And we're live in the 605 with another Lunchbox podcast.
Your break time entertainment.
Brought to you by Rogue Jeweler. Buy quality, save money.
Go
Go
Rogue.
Rogue.
Yep. All right. Good job, everybody. That's a good commercial break. I'm going to pay you all $5. Let Apple pay you.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, trademark.
Took a little bit of a break. There is on my screen, there's just a box and a logo on the side.
Yep. Stranger danger.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we would have had more time. I would have got a picture of him online and I would have put it right there so he never moved. Because he can see us. He just the whole time.
Yeah.
But anyways, a special guest. Is it Brad or Bradley? Or
yeah.
Is it?
It's Brad. Yeah.
Yeah. I know a
Brad.
Matt, or actually a Matthew. And if you call him Matt, you are the devil. So
I get that.
it was his own wedding and you do not call him Matt. So, but anyways, Brad joining us. Looks like the Grinch. I don't know which one you're talking about, Travis, but we'll go with it. Anyways, this lovely episode 50
Something.
50 something.
50 something, everybody. We're
60.
fucking doing it.
60.
Yeah,
No.
doing it.
But we're gonna talk
Dude, with my
about
bro.
today's youth, right?
Yep. Youngsters. Fucking whippersnappers.
Youngsters trying.
Back in my day.
Youngsters trying to work.
Earn that money.
Yep.
So Brad, let's just cut the bullshit. What's the hardest part about working with people your age, in your eyes?
Working with people my age.
Yeah.
First, let's let Brad tell.
Can we
us
introduce Brad? Hey,
what he
Brad.
does for what he
Hi.
does for a living.
Sure. How private are we on here? Do we just go all
You
out?
let her. You fucking go all out.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so I work for a credit card company called Premier Bank Card. So it's primarily towards giving people a second chance with poor credit in their past.
Subprime.
Yeah, the subprime market. So I do HR there. My main focus is in compensation, so it's a lot more of a data analytical type rather than
It's my money and I want it
meeting with
now.
the employees type thing. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't.
All right. Well, that's enough.
Don't cut him off. He's talking. He's a grown ass man. Also, side note, Brad is Amber's son. Okay.
He's my grown ass child.
Grown ass child. He's a grown ass adult. Has a dog named
Yep.
Sandy.
I do.
Yep.
Fucking yep. Yeah.
Quite an asshole.
Sandra Miller.
It is.
Okay. Peace out.
And then Brad had experience working in a do you want to say where you worked before?
Target? Yeah, I don't.
Okay, yeah. So we worked
Yeah.
at doing some
All of our
stuff.
48 viewers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also dealing with some of the youth there.
Yes. That
So,
was.
okay.
That probably has more riffraff there than he did at Premier Bank, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's probably where most of my
Stories.
negative experience comes from with my generation, at least.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Talk about the crappy generation and how awesome the old wise ones are. Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Oh boy, I can get there too if we want to go on the
You haven't
old
worked with me, young man. You better watch it.
wise shit. I bought a car from you.
That is true. And it went.
All right. Well, we can circle back to the question. What was it again? Oh, the hardest part
about working with Jen. Yep.
Yeah.
I would say it's got to be probably. Shut up! Sorry, can't find me. Probably getting them to show up to work. Getting
Nice.
Yeah,
This is where Miller would be perfect.
that's the
He has a
difficult
young
part.
riffraffs.
So
Oh,
there's
They're all
mixture
entitled little
of-
assholes.
of getting them to show up to work and also retaining them. The turnover for my generation is very high.
Why?
So a lot of it is more geared towards. So there's actually a lot of studies coming out about it now, just because as more Gen Z is entering the workplace, they're getting more involved. A lot of people leave because usually they can get a higher paying job. The more that you move around, the higher likelihood of you finding another job that pays well rather than staying with a company.
Sure.
Another is that's becoming really important are companies that stand out on a lot of social issues. So usually a company that's more vocal in that aspect tends to retain and recruit a lot of Gen Z because they're going to go towards a company that has a really strong DE&I policy is what it's called. So it's diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Wow, you're so smart.
Perhaps.
Well, I do
Perhaps,
HR,
interesting,
so
yes.
that's kind of my
You have to fake smart. I get it.
lingo.
I get it. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. We do
Big
that.
words. Big words confuse us dumb folk.
Big words.
Fucking old people. Am I right?
Exactly.
Um.
Can I write you a check? What?
You guys don't even know what checks are.
You can't even write in cursive. Who fucking
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah,
Yeah.
although
My founding fathers.
although a Gen Z at my work the other day was talking about how they have never
Oh yeah.
had a check book or written a check.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Ye-
I'm like, but still, that should be something that you just know how to do. Like, it's not completely gone yet.
I just go
Yeah.
to the bank and they just give me a bank check
Yeah.
for
Or it's like,
everything that you need, and then you mail it.
or I just walk up to my dad and he just
Where do I get a
gives me
stamp?
money. Yeah.
How do I address
think-
it?
Oh yeah.
Besides my first car payment when I had my first car loan, I don't think I have written a check.
Yeah, I still have to do it old school with like insurance. Like our car insurance is still a check. They don't do anything
Really?
online. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That would
that's
be a
right.
deal breaker
Yeah.
Well,
for me
and-
on a business. I would not deal with a business that doesn't have auto pay.
Would you do it if it was dirt ass cheap because they don't have online stuff? Yeah.
I don't know that
Oh,
might defeat it.
that is such a Gen
Perhaps.
Z thing to say.
Yeah.
It
I won't-
is.
I won't deal with someone that I have to give them a check.
They don't have an application for your
That is
Celloma
really
phone.
annoying.
Yeah. What if I
Oh,
want to deposit my check electronically?
yes, on my
Yes.
consumer cellular device.
Consumer
Oh
cellular.
boy.
um, or like, so I know that I'm so bad with having to pay things that you have to pay by check though. Like I know when we talked about it a long time ago, our garbage company, which is the small one in town in Brandon here, they only take checks. You can't set up an automatic payment or anything like that. You have to
Yeah.
pay.
So then what, Brad?
Yeah, so
Go
Boom.
with a
I
different trash
literally-
company.
Garbage.
I literally forget to pay this bill all of the time. And I'm like,
Gonna show up
"God,
on her credit
the
report.
trash company probably thinks
Yeah, right.
trash company probably thinks I'm such a loser because I get the bill
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh yeah,
It's
I
like
gotta
$60.
either it is 80. So I'm like either gotta mail this or drop it off, and then it gets to be like a few days past the due date. I'm like, fuck, gotta bring that by mobs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna
Ah,
pick up your trash.
Yeah.
That has never happened. I've never been that late, but it's just like
Good.
it's just like, oh my god, I gotta write a check. I either gotta freaking drop
Dude,
it
I
in
had it. I had it with ours where it's auto paid, and I got a new debit card, and I didn't think anything about it.
Oh yeah.
And since it was all electronic statements,
Mhm.
I was
Yeah.
late for like I don't even know how long. And then like one time like they didn't pick up our garbage, and I called and yelled at them. You know, like, why have you
Mhm.
picked up our garbage?
They're like,
Yeah,
why
and
have
they're
you
like,
paid
you
6
haven't paid in 3 months. I'm like, I'm sorry. Come pick up
Yeah,
my
see,
garbage.
That's why you gotta hook it up to your bank account.
I know. I
And
get
then
it
wouldn't
now.
they try to call you or something?
No,
Like,
they didn't at all. They're just like, have
they
fun being
they
smelly.
send you letters in the mail.
Of course, I had like Indian food and all the gross food, so it was stinky ass garbage, you know?
Oh man. Miller, we
Fucking-
need you for another question. You gotta circle us back here.
Oh, you missed out. He said it's hard to get the Gen Zs to show up to work.
Yeah.
Duh.
and just retain them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is like all you fucking kids. I'll just
Whoa,
say it.
Jesus Christ.
No, because
Back in my day.
no, that's what I
Get him,
do.
Grandpa.
dude.
Get him, Grandpa. Fucking get him.
I
Grandpa.
deal with people younger than him, and
Mm-hmm.
like they all just want they all want to get paid the most and do the least. It's always
Yeah, we should have asked him how old he is.
Oh yeah, I'm 22, I guess.
Cool. What's your social? Just kidding.
So it's let me.
Yeah. 333-333-3333.
name of your first pet.
Yours too?
Name
Yeah,
of your first pet.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
mom's
Mother's maiden name.
and the
Yeah.
street you grew up on.
City
But
you were
no,
born.
Got it all.
dude. I mean, it's just they want to get paid the most, right? It's a race to the top. Who can get paid the most, and then it's who can do the least amount of work while they're there. And then it's like some that I've found, they generally just want to have like a conversation about whether or not if they're like good at what they do, if they have work ethic. Most of the ones that have good work ethic, no joke, their parents, like some sort of like police officer, firefighter, parents that have like good, strong working backgrounds. But there's a few of them out there. I've found a few of them, but it's just the majority of them.
The unicorns, I get
Well,
it.
the thing is that when we were young, isn't that a song?
Sing it. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
But
Forever young, I wanna be forever young.
you done? You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
You're done.
But no, like when you couldn't show up for work, you had to find somebody to replace you. Now, it's just I got the
Oh,
snippets.
you're lucky if you get a phone call.
Yeah, well, yeah, text.
Yeah.
I literally had somebody say that they
I'm out.
broke out and their complexion was bad and they started getting pimples on their forehead. Is why they couldn't come to work. She's 32.
Whoa.
Yeah, we had that. I got a sunburn.
Yeah.
yeah.
I have a sunburn, but my skin hurts real bad.
It hurts real bad.
But it's just, I mean, it's a different world, and I think it's one of those things though is that the companies that I know and I've seen that actually retain employees, it's purely based off of, you know, kind of. I was just talking to somebody about it. It's whether or not if you truly see yourself that you can aspire to be like your boss or your leader, right? If your leader does something that you do and something that you agree with and you think is a good thing and you can get on board with it, you will. And like young kids, I think that they will too if they see that. You just have to be relatable. Now, there's always going to be those high turnover jobs, right? We've all been there, we've all done them, right? Like you're never gonna. Dog's coughing. You're never gonna have those jobs where it's like you hear about, oh, they did this for 30 years. Like those days are gone. Like
No way.
You're not gonna hear that. You're not gonna be filling out applications with somebody buying a car.
30 years, my pension's gone.
Yeah. But
They kicked me to the curb.
But I feel
2
like
weeks before retirement.
you know, I was just in San Diego, and even my buddy said it best out there. He's changed jobs 4 times since he's been back because they're always like searching, and like companies are seeking out people that are qualified to do more, and you'll make more money. So would you rather chase the money, or would you rather chase the job where you just can be complacent? And most people would choose the money.
Oh,
most. So that's the 2 cents I have, I guess.
That's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it.
No, just I mean, there's some good kids out there. I mean, it's just like everything else, like, right? There's some good cops out there. And they're not all bad, you know.
Get them.
But I don't know. I just feel like
hate crime.
There's certain people that are like Brad's age that you generally look at and you're like, all right, this person's not a dipshit. Like they can actually
function in society.
Well, they have skills, and it's just being able to find those skills and the kid that actually wants to like do it. Because like honestly, there's some people where it's like they genuinely think that their purpose in life is to work in quick service restaurants, and I'm like, fuck that. Getting yelled at, being told you're wrong, having people yell at you because you don't flip their blizzard, like fuck off. Like
no,
yeah, you didn't flip it.
You not flip the blizzard?
I always do. But
you owe me a free one.
The amount of emails and complaints I get from stores that say, oh, they didn't do it. I'm not going to go watch the video. I'll just mail them a fucking coupon and move on.
I want my blizzard flipped.
God.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know the viscosity if my blizzard's not flipped?
I would almost prefer they didn't do that because I'm like, that's weird. Don't.
I would pretend like you're trying to catch a fly in it. There you go.
But you think about it though.
Hey, how come you didn't laugh at my freaking video I sent you yesterday about like the guy trying to do the ice cream machine?
I didn't see it.
Oh my god, pull up your phone. It's in our group chat.
I just
watch it while we're doing this.
I didn't think it was that funny.
Oh my god.
But think about it though, is that if you took somebody like Brad, right? And you took other people you knew that had like certain skills that you could assess and apply to make a team, right? You could own a Dairy Queen, pay everybody very well, and you would be just fine. You could do it. Now it's not what everybody wants to do.
Why not? Let's do it. Tomorrow.
It's tough to do around here, but
hey, they're gonna do a Dairy Queen right next to the dealership. What's up with that?
Yeah.
Not?
I requested that from you a while ago, and you said
that's what they said.
No, they're not putting one there.
They said it's in the plan. I don't know. Then it's a different company. Someone's in on your ice cream turf. I don't know what's going on.
It's a different
We're
Dairy.
supposed to be getting
Where did
Dairy
you hear
Queen?
this?
a reliable source. It's not reliable.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's, Juice Stop, Dairy
Nope.
Queen.
Jersey Mike's
Yes.
was not on there.
Oh,
Where did you hear this?
Trolley.
Really?
That's what he said.
Oh.
So we're getting whatever car wash there on the corner,
Another
a gas
car
station.
wash.
Why not? And then we're supposed to be getting a strip mall that has Dairy Queen. Right? Amber agreed. She
Dairy
heard that,
Queen's
right?
never
Yeah,
going.
it was
Dairy
Dairy
Queen's
Queen.
never going in another strip mall ever again.
I didn't think that was necessarily in the strip mall plan, was it? Just in that on the 81st Street.
I just heard ice cream. I got excited. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
what
see-
can really beat a nice, cool Dairy Queen?
Mm-hmm.
You're an idiot. Anyways,
What?
so
Yeah.
back to the youth of today. Is that what we were
Yep.
talking about, right?
Yeah, you didn't watch
Yeah.
that video yet, but thank you.
No.
Please do it on the podcast. Please. It's good.
Okay.
Just
Anyways,
nobody else needs to.
Brad, what do you what's the number one thing like you truly
What do you
like?
hate about old people?
No. What is it that you actually like about some of the people your age and what they're doing in the world today?
Let me think. Well, first, Ryan, it's technology. Old people and technology is the worst combination that I've ever experienced in the corporate world.
What's a
define,
PDF?
define old.
Huh?
Define old.
What's a PDF?
Like
Yeah,
40
can
and
you-
up.
Oh,
way to
shit.
be fucking
Woo!
careful on that one. Wow. Way to know your audience on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank God.
That's definitely where I've seen like the
Well,
lowest.
all three of us sat here and we're like, how do we get him into this
But
Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it though. We figured it out.
I was prepared to do like a whole ass tutorial for my mom.
Yeah, ready.
Hey,
Fucking laser pointers.
I do. Okay.
Did you watch that video?
I was like, are you on
Oh.
a computer? Are you on a tablet?
You need Brad's help with technologies.
Yeah, come from the guy without a webcam.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, fucking Gaddis does it from his cell phone for Christ's sake, and he's 40.
Yeah, but I got my headset and everything here on my computer.
Yes, my computation.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so what was Taylor?
I'm watching his
Wait,
video.
That's just so funny. It's so funny. That's the quality worker you get.
It was
So what-
Okay. He's like, I
The
got it.
question again.
something about it was what I believe my generation's doing, right? Is that
Oh
what it
yeah,
was?
yeah.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, like what are the things?
Um,
Not necessarily that they're doing right, but what is it that you think that's actually like a good thing? Like,
How are you going to fix my social security?
I think that like regaining some of that bargaining power from a business has been a really strong piece that has really kind of shown light as Gen Z's working in like getting
Yeah.
into the workplace.
You're getting your crybaby
Because
answers.
it's getting
I get
into
it.
basically, yeah. I mean,
I
like,
want to work from home.
I want to do this. I want to do this. Like you can make
Yeah.
demands with your employer, and they're actually starting to listen now because they need
I
to.
don't want to work
retain their employees.
Saturdays.
Yeah, I mean, people
Yeah.
can just say that they don't want to do stuff, and you don't cave in. They can leave. So you kind of, as the employer, you kind of have to wage where you would draw that line of, okay, yeah, they're asking too much, or they're
Yes.
maybe
nice.
we can flex with this. So like being able to be a little bit more flexible on the employer side for the employee has become a lot more
Yeah, fuck those guys.
prevalent out now. So
Man. you
yeah.
know?
Interesting.
Interesting, perhaps. Yes.
Well, I just need to make demands, is what you're
More
saying.
demands. Yes.
Need
I mean,
demand
yeah,
it.
that's kind of where
I want Margarita Mondays.
your fit fills in.
Oh, Margarita Mondays.
Yeah.
Love that.
We could do it secretly in my car at
Yeah.
lunchtime, but
so,
whatever.
so the only counter to that, right, is that when you have these people that come in, I'll use the word people loosely here.
Mhm.
There are people that are like other people,
Yeah, mouth breathers. Yep.
that will, it's always tough because you hear it like McConnell always says back in my day, right? How we grew up, the things that we were taught, we always joke around. We did, our gen. We joked around about, things that, you know, our parents always said, you know, when I did it, you know, I was uphill both ways and I paid a nickel for a gallon of milk and, you know, fucking shit like that. And now we're saying, you know, like these are the things that we had to go through, you know, Happy Meal cost $2, you know, instead of $5 or $6 or whatever they are now. And, you know, things have changed. And now these younger people, right? These, what generally on again, whatever it is, they're sitting there and they'll make these
Murder.
They'll make these demands.
Speaking of demands,
they find a way to they'll find a way to get their way, right? And then they're successful with it, and then they don't have to do those things. And then we always say, well, no, you need to work hard. And I think that's the hardest like disconnect between people in their 40s
yep,
and people in their 20s. And then we're dealing with that, you know,
Go deal with it.
variance of that.
Yeah,
So
go.
Hurry.
fucking
What?
go.
Go to the rescue,
Just,
Dad.
just go rescue.
no, I know. But anyways, carry on.
Go rescue. Now that he's gone,
Yeah,
fucking
really,
idiot.
he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What's the next Z after this? What's
Yeah, like
we're
Z
done with
squared.
the alphabet?
It's Gen Alpha, I think is
I want to be a fucking alpha.
The
That sounds
one-
dope. What are we technically labeled? Like, what are we for real being in 39?
I feel
Is it-
we're like
I feel like
we're
it's like borderline
it's-
boomer millennial.
we're like old millennials is what we
Yeah.
are.
I think
Very
it is
old.
Gen Y or millennials, I think. So
I'll
okay,
stick
well, so
millennials.
if you're born between, I think it's like the 60s to the 80s, you're Gen X, and then 80s to mid 90s is Gen Y or millennials, and then mine
Perhaps.
is I don't know, early like whatever that cutoff was for millennials to then Generation Z, and then next is Alpha.
Nice. Yep.
Mm.
Crazy.
Yeah. Perhaps.
So I think the thing with younger crowd is kind of forcing businesses to do more technology. Like it forces them to be more tech convenient or tech oriented. Even like us at the dealership trying to do a lot more stuff iPad based to save paper, and
Mm-hmm.
credit card transactions are run
Yep.
differently now than what they used to. Fucking, I remember old school credit cards. We had to go like the before you could even fucking.
Dude,
How old are you?
You know?
where? I've
Yeah.
never used one of those.
For real, yeah, I remember that back in the day. Yeah, when I sold bookstore to door too, we had it where we had little imprint.
Oh my
Sold print
god.
machine.
Door to door.
Dude, yeah, that was.
How old are you?
I was selling Bibles. It was 1862.
People still do that. They still go
Educational
sell
books called Southwestern Company. I was with
Yeah.
them for
What?
just a summer, and it was straight up a fucking cult. It was the scariest
It's
part of
like-
my college career,
It's like
but that's where I
college.
knew I
Yeah.
wanted to be in
College
sales. Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Really? I have never heard of.
Oh,
Yep,
dude,
they
yeah. So
go,
they basically you have a cult around, and each college has their own thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
got recruited, and then you go to Tennessee and you have sales training for a week, and then they cart you off to anywhere in the United States.
What the hell?
And then so we went to Virginia. My territory was Richmond, Virginia. And they basically go, "Hey, go find a place to live." So you literally knock on strangers' fucking doors, and then that's kind of like you're getting like the scary part of knocking on doors out of your system. But you're like, "Yeah, hey, we're just college kids out of town. You know, we're hard workers. We're gone most of the day. We're just looking for really like a roof over our head, so our parents don't worry, and a place to put our bags." Da da da. And like you kind of go through, and we did nice neighborhoods. We didn't do like fucking slums or anything. But
You just asked to live with people?
yeah, we'll pay rent. You know, da da
No
da.
way.
Swear to God, yeah. And then you had to take
What?
cold showers in the morning. Yeah,
Shut
not warm.
What
Cold
was this?
showers. So you'd shower
Why?
at night, Southwestern Company, because it energizes you and jacks you up.
Shut up.
Starts
oh my
the day.
god.
And
They
I was
told
such
you
a
to take cold showers
Yeah, I
and you
fucking brainwashed.
listened?
dude. I'm telling you, it was a cult. Anyway, so
What?
like I was such a puss with that, like because like you basically it was me and like 3 other dudes, right? Yeah, so 4
Cold
of us.
showering?
Yeah, not together.
Together?
But we would.
Yeah, together.
Yeah, we would get my back. No, we would hop in, but like the team lead would go last, and if the shower was hot or steamy or anything, like you'd get yelled at. So like I was a fucking wuss, so I would like do it like lukewarm, and I'd fucking go in there, and then I'd put it back to cold, and like I'd step like way fucking back, and I'd like twist it with my foot, to get the temperature back to where then I'd fucking hop out and just go, oh, brr, I'm so cold, but I'm
And
done
then
and ready.
and they would come in to measure you,
Yeah,
downstairs
just to make sure.
how cold
Yeah.
the shower was.
Yeah. I'm a grower, not a shower. And yeah, then sold books. I got to meet the keyboard player to Dave Matthews Band in Virginia. That was kind of cool.
Oh
And
my god.
yeah, so I ended up, this is actually a crazy life story for mine, but
I've never heard this
I
before. I love this.
dude, yeah, so I sold books. You basically, I didn't have a car when I went. I was one of the few that didn't have a car. So I had to find a bike, which I bought at a yard sale for $50. And they would drop me off in my territory,
Just
and then I
bike
would
in
just,
a
yeah,
house with
bike
a
with my
little
fucking
backpack of
50-pound
books.
bag of bikes, yeah.
Oh
And then and I
no.
fucking hated it, and it was bad. Anyway, so my buddy, his name was Tucker, and he was a big jacked up dude, but he was like male cheerleader, like he was huge, very tall, like 6'2", and he struggled selling books for like 2 weeks, didn't have any sales at all, and like he would come home like miserable. He's like, I thought this was supposed to be easy. So like it was a rule to knock on your first door, because repetition pattern, da da da. It's a rule to knock on the door at 7:59. No matter what, you knock on the door 7:59. So like he had a flat tire, so we fixed the tire. He was dropping me off my turf, and we're like, we gotta fucking knock on the door. I was like, you just want to do it with me or what? So like he stood in the background, and I fucking knocked and did the thing, and then we ended up selling them, and I gave him the sale, and then he was like, we should just hang out all day, and I was like, let's hang out all day. So we would just take turns. I would sell all of them, and then we would just take turns. So if I sold one, then I would get it, then he would get the next one, but I would do primarily all the talking, or at least get the intro out so he's not like as threatening, because he was so big, and I'm just like this stupid tiny ass little fucking college kid from South Dakota, where it's like, please don't hurt me. Um, yeah, so I did that the whole time, and then we leaked it a little bit to some of our group of friends, and they would come pick me up in my
Good
turf.
question.
So they would drive an hour and a half to come pick me up, so I'd sell in their turf. Yeah.
Did you get pegs on the bike then, and you two?
Ooh.
No. I had the car. So then what I would do, because I'm smart, you basically do your pre-approach to get information on like your whole neighborhood. So I would like have a section of a couple blocks, or 5, 8 blocks that I would do per day. Uh, but literally I could get, like, for you, Amber, I could go to your neighbor's house and get information about your whole fucking family without a doubt. They would give it to me. It's easy. It's all
Oh,
about
I'm sure.
wordage.
Yeah.
You just knock and you're like, hey, I'm Ryan. I'm from South Dakota, college town, da 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 da. And I'm just down here selling educational books. Do you have any kids that are in school? Big or smaller? Da, da. You do the thing. If they're like, we're not interested, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, no problem. And then as you would turn away, you'd turn around and you say, hey, could you help me real quick? Most people say, absolutely. Your neighbors next door, I don't want to like bug them if they don't have kids. Are their kids younger or kind of older? Oh, cool. Younger? Like middle school or like elementary? Elementary. Awesome. And then like, just so like I'm not wasting time, like, do they drive like a fucking van or a Subaru, whatever? And then I would know, like, okay, they have a white Forester Sport, and then I would look for that. So I just don't want to waste time if they're not home. I don't want to knock on the door. I try to be efficient, just so I can get through the neighborhood. And they'd get everything. And then I'd be like, awesome, thanks so much. What about the neighbor after that? And you could get like a ton. And then eventually
No
they'd get
way.
like, they'd start to like, this is really fucking weird.
Okay,
And
for
then
me,
you
I
catch
would not
that.
do.
Oh, thanks, bye. I could
I
get
would
it.
not do that.
You would too.
No, I
You're the
wouldn't.
ones that I would fuck with. We would try to see. We played a game to see how many like pens we could steal from people, or we could get like snacks and drinks. Like, do you have like a soda pop that I could just buy from you? This is really kind of really thirsty out here. We had like a fucking laundry basket filled with stuff that day. Is awesome. Anyway, so when I do my pre-approach, working smarter, not harder, I would go do that stuff, get information around the whole neighborhood. I'm not going to knock on doors when nobody's home because everybody works, right? So I would do the pre-approach for that first hour from that 9:70 whatever till 9 o'clock, 10:30. I'd literally go to Barnes and Noble and read sales books and shit. And then I'd go to the mall, and then I'd have lunch at the mall. I'd watch a movie, and then literally a movie. And then I'd start working at like 5:30. And then I would just sell from 5:30 to 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night. And then that's where I made all my money, was in that last chunk, just because everybody was at home. But I could work this much, but make this much.
That is absolutely horrendous.
It's bonkers. Yeah. So the president of the company found out that I was working with other people, and he's like, you have such a gift. to like sell, it's like unbelievable. It just depends on if you use it for good or evil. And it's like, how is this
For
evil?
evil.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm selling with people. We're still making money. We're still making the sale. We're just not doing it that way.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, I've made people stay longer through this program because they actually showed some success. I said, the only part that was disappointing when we'd go around on the Sunday meetings that you'd have, we'd go around. It's like, how many units did you sell? Like, how many books and how many this? And like, I had fucking a shit ton, like the most, but I had to break it up to all the people that I was selling with. I was like, 50, you know, when it should have been like fucking 150.
Does this
But still exists?
particular
Yes.
company still exist?
Yeah, Southwestern Company. Yes.
And I hope they don't have the same practices.
Yeah, no, they do. I've actually had a book guy come to my house last summer. He was from fucking
I just meant
different.
of these
That's so
cold
crazy.
showers.
I don't know. Yeah, that's the part I have to find out, the inner circle of the, if it's still that much. But yeah, they still go to sales school.
It can't still be a thing in
If he
2020
comes this summer, if I get a, it's
where
not
they're
summer
like,
anymore.
hey, we're gonna drop you off in
In the middle
Brandon,
of
South
fucking
Dakota.
nowhere.
Dude, the kid that I had in,
Place to live.
yeah, the kid that I had at my house this last, whenever it was, it could have been this summer or last summer. He's from New Zealand.
Yeah, I had a Russian.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
kidding.
just here selling educational books. Get the
'Cause I
fuck
felt-
out of here.
I felt bad because in like first, like she came over and then Michael was like, "Oh, come back later and see my wife." I'm like,
No.
Yeah. Who
Why
makes the
would you do
decisions?
that?
You or, oh,
Why
cool,
would you
cool.
do that?
You literally
Yeah.
have, it's down to a science. It's crazy.
Stop it.
You sell the kids, get the kids all jacked up about the books. Like, what kids doesn't want their kids to be successful and succeed in school, you know?
Yeah.
So you want to do the
That's
whole
so
collection
crazy.
that can take them
And
all the
then-
way through college, or just like the starter set?
Have I never heard of
Yeah.
this before?
Dude,
And then as you're
Crazy.
walking away when they say no, just be like, okay, well then
guess
I
I'll go
guess
fuck myself.
guess your kids won't ever learn how to read.
Yeah. Later, dummies. No, one time, the best part is the ones that were always the rudest, and we got totally off topic here. I'm sorry, but
That's okay.
we're always like, the Jesus is welcome here, and like the crosses by the doorbell and all that shit. And they were like the meanest. And
Yes, of course they were.
Always the church
I knocked
crowd.
on this. I know. I knocked on this one dude's door, and he answered. And he's like, "What the fuck do you want? Get off my property!" I was like, "Hey, man, I'm just." I still go through my pitch, like it doesn't scare me. And he's like, "Get a fucking real job, you piece of shit." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Do you feel better?" You know. And I had my buddy Tucker behind me, so that's why I was a little bit more cocky because usually I'm a little puss. But
Oh.
I was like, "Do you feel better?" And he's like, "What did you say?" I said, "Do you feel better?" He's like, "Why?" I said, "I just want to make sure you're not going to beat your kids when you close the door. Have a good fucking day." And I just like left. Yeah. Oh man.
I had that
Oh.
when I was
That's
leaving
great.
one of the stores one time. It was actually one of the previous days when it was raining even. And I was leaving out the main door on that one on 57th, and it was nighttime. It was like probably 7:30, 8 o'clock. And the guy knocks on my window, and I just look up and I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ our Savior?" And I was like, some days. And he's just like, well, he's like, this is blah, blah, blah. He goes in this whole spiel. He goes, so do you think you're a believer? I said, yeah, I think Justin Bieber's pretty cool. And he's like, what? I was like, oh, a believer. I thought you said a believer. And he just started like acting like dumb with me or whatever. And he goes, I just want to make sure that we're spreading the positivity of the gospel, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And then
Fucking right.
he goes, so he's like, do you think you could take the time to read this and believe in Jesus Christ? I said, well, he's forgiven me plenty of times. And then he goes, oh, that's good. That's good. And then he hands me the sheet, and I just like dropped it outside the window, let it fall on the ground, rolled the window up and left. But people that do that stuff, you know, that the door to door and the knocking.
Dude,
like,
I had a Jehovah
dude,
at my house the
fuck.
other day.
I
Really?
had somebody knock on my door. I don't know what religion they were from, but
Jehovah.
they rang the doorbell, and like I never answered my fucking door, so I was talking to him through the camera, and he was like, "Do you have a moment we can chat about Jesus and our Savior or whatever?" And I said no, and he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, are you home?" And I was like, "That's not important." And he was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I can come back another time." And I was like,
No
"No,
thanks.
that's okay." And he was like, "Okay, well, I'll leave you this nice pamphlet here." And I was like, "Nope, you can keep that and you can go." And
So I,
it's like, okay. And then he just
Oh,
left. And I was like, God, fucking weirdo.
I had it was a Jehovah,
Don't
but he
run
was in
from
like
the Lord.
a normal, yeah,
Fine.
a normal. I'm getting it after the story.
Okay.
He was in like a normal suit though. Like normally they come in like white t-shirt, Jehovah name tag, Bible,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And but he was by himself. Usually come in pairs of two. So I opened the door, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Hey, just want to know if you had time to chit chat about the Lord and Savior." And I was like, "Are you Jehovah?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, I am. I'm Jehovah Witness." I said, "Aren't you guys supposed to come in like a pair of two? What happens if somebody like tries to grab you and stab you? And he was like, went like that. And I said, "I'm totally good, but I appreciate your effort, And yeah, the pairs of two thing threw him off. But yeah, he had you could tell it was like an extra long suit jacket, and like he was not put together
Oh
well.
no.
But
It's supposed to be.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
That's
think it
so
was like
great.
a knocking on trial, yeah. Anyway, we're
Oh my
over
God.
time.
All right.
Good times. Good times.
So yeah, probably take a hiatus. Unless you guys want to run one Sunday, Wednesday. So I won't be around.
Where are you gonna be for a whole week?
Tennessee.
Fudge that.
Ooh.
Oh,
You're all the 10. I see.
Oh my God, I wanted to bust that out so bad. I just didn't.
well, it's a fucking. What do they call those flights early in the morning?
Red eye.
Yeah,
Oh.
five
What do you got to go there
forty-five.
for?
For my current
Grad school?
job. So
Oh, nice.
Oh.
They
I
won't
gotta
fire you
go.
on vacation
I
though.
gotta go line dancing. That's the
Ooh,
Grand
she
Ole
thinks my
Opry.
tractor's sexy.
Hey, wear that
Like
shirt
that kind.
your pictures.
Stop. All right.
No one
We're
kisses
well over
better
time.
than my mom.
We can talk about this off camera. All right. So yeah, we'll do something. Figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Possibly.
All right. Figured
All
it.
right.
Brad,
We'll tell our one
thanks
fan
for
goodbye.
thanks for
thank you, Bradley.
coming.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know how much you actually got to talk because I know Ryan told his story about his entire life and his childhood
Ryan's
memories and
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
how he was creepy. But
All right, bye forever.
till next time.
Boom. That's funny as fuck.